GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good morning, Montreal. Today the mayor will lay out the city's priorities ahead of the provincial election, while Schwartz's Deli swaps out imported soda for a local cola after new tariffs. And with 42 major roadworks slated for this fall, traffic could get choppy. Over to you, Ryan.
The MUTEK Forum starts today, offering 3 days of electronic music performances and interactive digital art throughout the city.
The festival features over 30 artists, including local DJs and international visual creators, presenting installations at the Old Port.
Tickets are available online, with early bird pricing ending yesterday and day of passes sold at venue box offices.
All right, let's get into it and cover today's top headlines, starting with the latest municipal updates. Here are our top stories. Montreal's mayor will outline the city's top priorities on Wednesday morning, ahead of the upcoming Quebec provincial election, giving residents a clear view of municipal plans. Jesse Cartier has the full story.
At City Hall Wednesday 26 August 2026, the mayor will lay out Montreal's top priorities ahead of the provincial election later this year. The briefing is slated for 4 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, giving residents an early look at initiatives ranging from public transit upgrades to affordable housing projects. Officials say the timing is intended to give voters a clear picture of municipal plans before they head to the polls. The session will be streamed online and open to the press, with city leaders expected to field questions on budget allocations and service improvements. The mayor aims to align the city's agenda with the broader provincial discourse as the election approaches. Jesse Cartier, GMNA News, Montreal.
Schwartz's Deli stopped pouring Cott's black cherry soda yesterday, swapping it for a locally brewed cola after new United States tariffs on Canadian soft drinks raised the import cost beyond reach. The tariff, announced by the U.S. government during the Trump administration, added a steep levy that made the soda unavailable. The shop now offers a Quebec-made cola on tap alongside its classic smoked meat sandwiches, and the change remains in effect as the tariff dispute continues. Customers have responded positively, noting the cola's crisp flavor and its support for Quebec producers. The deli says the new drink will stay on the menu while it monitors any further policy shifts that could affect supply chains. The move reflects a broader trend of eateries replacing imported beverages with domestic alternatives. Other local spots are watching the price shift closely, considering similar substitutions.
The city's own Auditor General released a stark assessment of Montreal's waste management plan, finding that the majority of household refuse continues to be sent to landfills. The audit, issued Tuesday evening, shows the municipality is far from reaching its ambition to limit landfill disposal to 15% of total waste. With less than 4 years remaining before the 2030 deadline, officials say the current trajectory makes the target unlikely to be achieved. The report highlights that existing recycling and compost programs are not enough to offset the volume of trash entering the landfill system. City leaders have been urged to accelerate diversion initiatives, but the auditor warned that without a dramatic shift, the 15% goal will slip beyond reach. Residents can expect more detailed recommendations in the full audit later this week.
Montreal police have identified at least 3 child victims linked to terrorist network 764, which recruits minors for violent acts, including 1 child hospitalized after self-mutilation. Philippe Nadeau has the full story.
Police have confirmed that at least 3 children fell victim to the extremist group known as Network 764. Investigators say the group actively recruits minors, urging them to perform violent acts on its behalf. One of the youngsters was taken to hospital after self-inflicted injuries, allegedly carried out under direct orders from a network handler. Officers are piecing together how the children were approached, noting that the organization operates across Quebec and specifically targets young people for radicalization. The victims remain under police protection while authorities broaden their inquiry into the network's recruitment tactics. No arrests have been announced yet, but the investigation continues. Philippe Nadeau, GMNA News, Montreal.
42 major construction projects are set to begin across the Greater Montreal region this autumn, a schedule that officials warn will turn weekday commutes into a maze of delays. The Provincial Ministry of Transport and the city's Public Works Department released a list of the works, spanning highway repairs, bridge refurbishments, and street resurfacing in neighborhoods from the Plateau to the East End. Drivers can expect lane reductions, detours, and unpredictable stop-and-go traffic as crews tackle the upgrades. Authorities advise motorists to allow extra travel time, check real-time traffic feeds, and consider alternate routes where possible. The coordinated effort aims to address years of wear on the network, but the sheer scale of the projects means congestion is likely to be widespread throughout the season. Transit agencies will tweak bus routes to avoid bottlenecks during construction. Later, we'll hear North Shore mayors sign a transit pact ahead of the provincial election, shaping commuter options. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. 21 mayors from municipalities along the North Shore gathered this month to seal a mobility pact aimed at curbing car reliance and expanding public transit options for residents. The agreement, signed in August, calls for coordinated investment in bus and light rail services, enhanced cycling infrastructure, and a regional fare system that would make cross-municipal travel seamless. Officials emphasize that the forthcoming provincial election presents a strategic moment to press a new government for stronger transit funding and policy support. By uniting under a single framework, the mayors hope to translate electoral momentum into concrete improvements that reduce congestion and greenhouse gas emissions across the island's northern corridor. The pact marks the latest chapter in a long-standing push by North Shore leaders to make public transportation a priority in regional planning for the coming decade.
Culture Montreal has asked the Quebec government to earmark 3% of the provincial budget for the arts, presenting 37 recommendations to boost funding for the cultural sector. Denise Lariviere has the full story.
Culture Montreal has handed the new provincial administration a set of 37 recommendations, chief among them a call for 3% of Quebec's total budget to be earmarked for the cultural sector. The group says that directing that share would give artists, museums, and festivals a steadier financial base after years of fluctuating support. Officials from the Cultural Alliance presented the proposal this morning in downtown Montreal, outlining how the increased funding could sustain existing programs and launch new initiatives across the province. While the government has not yet responded, the recommendations aim to make culture a more prominent priority in the upcoming fiscal plan. Denise Lariviere, GMNA News, Montreal.
Yesterday, a heated dispute erupted in the West Island as residents and the borough mayor faced off over the fate of an 18th-century farmhouse perched on a vacant lot. The timber frame structure, dating back to the 18th century, has long been a relic of the area's agrarian past, but decades of neglect have left it crumbling. Preservation advocates argue the building merits careful restoration as a tangible link to the community's heritage, while the mayor warned that the deteriorating walls pose an imminent safety risk for nearby homes. The council is slated to vote next week, weighing the cost of a full rehabilitation against demolition and site clearance. Both sides remain entrenched, underscoring a broader tension between heritage protection and public safety in the rapidly developing West Island. City officials say any decision will consider input from heritage groups and local residents alike.
College officials announced yesterday that La Salle College in Montreal has entered creditor protection and halted all classes while it pursues financial relief. The move follows a provincial fine of $30 million that the institution has yet to settle, prompting the Quebec government to withhold its regular funding. Without that support, the private post-secondary school was forced to suspend teaching across its campuses and seek court-approved protection for its creditors. Administrators say the protection filing is intended to preserve the college's operations and give time to negotiate a payment plan for the fine. Students were informed that courses will remain paused until funding is restored and the debt issue resolved. The situation remains ongoing as the college works with provincial authorities and legal advisors to address the financial shortfall. The province has not indicated a timeline for releasing the withheld funds.
Quebec companies are rolling out Trump discounts and boycott actions after President Donald Trump announced new tariffs on imports, sparking a trade protest across the province. Marion Catay has the full story.
Quebec manufacturers and retailers are rolling out special Trump discounts as a direct response to the new tariffs announced by President Donald Trump. Storefronts across the province are posting bright signs that promise reduced prices on a range of imported goods, from electronics to clothing, while some companies have also announced temporary boycotts of American suppliers. Business owners say the promotions are meant to cushion the impact of higher duties that will hit their bottom lines starting next month. The coordinated effort, organized through regional trade groups, aims to keep local shoppers buying domestically produced items while the tariff dispute unfolds. Analysts say the move could pressure Washington to rethink the tariff schedule. Marion Catay, GMNA News, Montreal.
Now let's turn to the forecast and see what the day holds for us. A northwest jet stream and rising pressure are locking in dry, clear air for a calm August Tuesday. On this date, Montreal once burned to a record high of 33.1 Celsius in 2021, a spike that rode the tail end of an unprecedented heat wave across southern Canada. The coldest reading came in 2017 at 9.3 Celsius, a surprise dip linked to an Arctic blast that pushed the polar front unusually far south. By contrast, the climatological normals sit near 22 Celsius for the high and 18 for the low, underscoring how today's mild 16 degrees is well below the average peak. The live radar shows a blank canvas across the province. No precipitation echoes from the Great Lakes, and the western front has already dissipated. With the jet stream aloft from the northwest and pressure climbing, the air mass remains stable and dry. Expect the calm to persist through the morning, and without any rain bands on the screen, the city will stay clear well into the afternoon before the sky finally darkens at sunset. At 7 a.m., the city sits at 16 Celsius under a clear sky. Humidity reads 91%, dew point 15 Celsius, and a gentle southwest breeze of 5 kilometers per hour, gusting to 19, keeps the air fresh. Pressure is near average and nudging upward, sealing off any lingering moisture. Overhead, a northwest jet stream cruising at 43 kilometers per hour rides a ridge at 5,760 meters, reinforcing subsidence and keeping clouds at bay. Temperatures will climb steadily, reaching 21 Celsius by noon and peaking near 23 Celsius in the mid-afternoon. The UV index holds at 5, and wind remains modest, topping at 14 kilometers per hour from the west later. No weather alerts are active. The atmosphere stays dry through the evening, with sunset around 7:45. Wednesday opens with a bright start, high 23 Celsius and low 15, the ridge still dominant and the jet stream gliding aloft. Thursday brings the first cloud cover of the period. An approaching upper-level trough lifts moisture, delivering overcast skies while temperatures climb to 26 Celsius, a modest jump on the ridge's edge. Friday's ridge retreats, leaving a chance of scattered showers at 20% as a weak cold front nudges in, though high remains around 21 Celsius and lows hold near 15.
Saturday returns to clear conditions, high 22 and low 15, as high pressure re-establishes itself. Sunday finishes the stretch with mainly clear skies, a comfortable high 24 and low 17, and the jet stream settling back to a northwest flow. The week's pattern swings between brief cloudiness and a prevailing dry ridge. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunrise is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic will be on main arteries. Habs head into camp with points to prove, plus a MUTEK forum preview. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
All major routes are moving freely this morning. The Autoroute 15, Autoroute 20, and the DeCarry are clear with no reported delays. Downtown boulevards, including St. Laurent and St. Denis, are flowing at normal speed. The bridge over the St. Lawrence is open and traffic is light. No accidents or construction are holding up traffic, and the commuter rail and metro are operating on schedule. That gives you a smooth start to the day. Looking ahead, the afternoon rush typically builds around the 22nd and the 42nd Avenues, especially near the university campus and the downtown core. Expect the Autoroute 15 and the Chevron East to see moderate slowdowns once the schools let out and office traffic peaks. Keep an eye on the Boulangerie district where lane reductions often appear after lunch. Overall, a clear morning but a typical busy evening ahead.
First, the MUTEK Forum kicks off across Montreal venues today, bringing cutting-edge digital art, live performances, and immersive installations that define the city's tech culture pulse. If you're looking for a visual feast, the World Press Photo Exhibition opens at the Marché Bonsecours, showcasing 150 award-winning images that capture the world's most compelling stories. Looking ahead, tomorrow the X-Vision series launches at the Mason Symphonique with Collie Malone and Cara Liss Coverdale, a must-see blend of electronic soundscapes and neoclassical nuance that sets the tone for the rest of the festival. And on Saturday, the secret location Diner en Blanc invites you to dress in white for an elegant, pop-up picnic that turns the city's streets into a shared banquet. Whether you're into art, music, or a unique night out, Montreal's cultural calendar is humming. Grab a ticket and make today unforgettable. And now here's Tyler with sports.
Training camp is coming, and the Canadians have some serious business to settle. 5 Canadians arrive at camp with something to prove, and the blue line is where the real drama is. That 6th defensive spot grows more contested every season, and this year is no different. Meanwhile, Alex Newhook wants to carry playoff momentum forward, and Brendan Gallagher, traded to Vancouver, then back, calls Montreal home for reasons that go beyond hockey. Florian Hekej doesn't get by on finesse, he gets by on making every shift uncomfortable for the opposition. After 24 goals in his Laval Rocket rookie season, he followed with 17 goals and 12 assists. That combination of edge and offensive production has him ranked 14th in the Canadiens' top 25 under 25. The NHL door is close. The Atlantic Division has a new nickname heading into 2026 to 2027, the Group of Death, and the Canadians are right in the middle of it. Add to that NHL Network slotting Nick Suzuki 9th among the league's centers, a ranking that's already drawing pushback. If Suzuki plays like a top 5 pivot, that list looks foolish by March. Camp opens soon, and the questions worth asking are just getting started.
Thanks, Tyler. Coiffure Pour Homs, the family-run barbershop on St. Charles in the West Island, is marking its 60-year anniversary this month. For 6 decades, the shop has been trimming, shaping, and listening to generations of neighbors, from toddlers getting their first buzz cut to retirees returning to the same worn-in chair. To celebrate, the owners are hosting a weekend of free trims for kids, a photo exhibit of old shop memorabilia, and a community barbecue on the back patio. The milestone reminds the neighborhood that a simple haircut can anchor a sense of continuity, keeping local stories alive as the city evolves. It's a reminder that places like Coiffure pour Hommes are the threads that hold Montreal's community fabric together. Up next, we'll explore how a tariff dispute is threatening Quebec apple growers and what that means for local orchards. Stay tuned.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Tariff tensions between Canada and the United States risk undercutting Quebec's apple growers as new U.S. duties threaten the sector's competitiveness. We'll explore the impact on orchards. Jose Cartier has the full story.
New U.S. tariffs on Canadian farm products are hitting Quebec's apple growers hard. The added duties make it tougher for orchardists to compete in the United States market, threatening margins for families that have tended the trees for generations. Jerome Antin-Brunel of the Quebec apple producers warned that the tariff spiral could force some farms to cut back planting or look for alternative buyers. He said the sudden cost increase undermines the price advantage Quebec apples have enjoyed for years. The broader trade clash between Canada and the United States is already spilling over into dairy, grains, and now fruit, putting pressure on producers across the border. Jose Cartier, GMNA News, Quebec.
The new 901 Taschereau bus route began service today, linking previously separate municipal transit zones across Montreal's South Shore and providing a direct regional connection. Philippe Nadeau has the full story.
The brand new 901 Taschereau route rolled out today, stitching together the fragmented municipal transit networks that have long divided Montreal's South Shore. Buses now travel from the western edge of St. Laurent to the eastern hub of Longueuil, offering a single line where riders once needed separate passes for each municipality. Officials say the service will simplify commutes, reduce transfers, and encourage more people to choose public transport over driving. Early riders reported smoother connections to the commuter rail stations and downtown shuttle services. The route operates 7 days a week, with frequencies ranging from 10 to 15 minutes during peak periods. As the line begins its first week, commuters can expect a more unified transit experience across the South Shore. Philippe Nadeau, GMNA News, Longueuil.
Dolly Parton, 80, died on August 25, 2026. The world lost a country music superstar whose voice and storytelling shaped 3 generations. She sold over 100 million records, wrote more than 3,000 songs, and earned 11 Grammy Awards, while breaking barriers with inductions into the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Beyond the stage, Dolly built Dollywood, a beloved theme park that brings joy to families, and devoted herself to literacy and scholarships through her Imagination Library. Her legacy is a blend of love, kindness, and resilience, echoing in every chorus she penned and in the countless lives she lifted. We honor her spirit today. I'm Lauren Dupuis. Thank you, Montreal, for joining us on the local sunrise. Tonight's Look at the Deli's switch to a local cola highlighted how our city adapts to global changes. We'll be back tomorrow with more stories that matter to you. Stay tuned and have a wonderful evening.